very interesting job now. I'm at a bank in Canada. Well, formerly a bank. Formerly the bank. This is an incredible building, and it's being turned into the new Pacifico Lounge and Bar. And I'm going to be doing a lot of work here, but this is the first job. This was a bank, like I said, and of course it had a vault. This is a big ass vault door, and the vault itself is being turned into a kitchen. They're tiling it now, but look at this door. It's about 14 inches thick. It's a beautiful piece of work, beautiful piece of mechanical work. Designed and built by J&J Taylor Limited, Toronto SafeWorks, Toronto, Canada. This door has to go. Now, as much as I would love to keep this door in one piece, and I find it a damn shame to destroy it, I am hired to remove it, even if that means somewhat destroying it. So it's not going to be a functioning safe door anymore. In fact, it wasn't really functioning anyway, because I think the time clocks and that were missing from this area. It would have ran things. But all the mechanical stuff's still there. And so the problem is now, this door that weighs about, I'm guessing around 4,000 pounds, maybe 5, maybe more. The hinge itself is 2-inch thick plate. It's a double hinge. These, the actual pivot on the hinge here, that's 3 inches. And about 18 inches or so this way. So it's a monster. This is 8 inches wide by 2. I'm guessing that's what, 500-600 pounds, just that plate alone. The main front plate here, it's got a cladding on it, but it's, I believe this to be a solid plate right here, so it's 1.5 inches thick by roughly 40 inches wide, 42 inches wide by, I'm 6 feet plus, so this is about a 7-foot tall door. And it's beautiful. But here's the plan. This is what we want to do. We're going to get the door out of here. I'm going to try and get the door structure out in one piece. I'm going to take all the mechanical shit out of the inside to lighten it up as much as I can. Maybe there's an inner plate that I can take out. There's probably some refractory or some concrete in between. And then I'm going to take all this outside pretty stuff off. And we're going to make a fake door because they want to display the front of the door somewhere. And we're going to try and save all this outer stuff and make sort of a fake door. I don't know. He wants me to do this, and I get the impression it's he thinks it's going to be simple, but I don't see it being all that simple to do. It's a lot of work. And I just got to get at it. I'm going to start pulling apart the inside first. Try and get all the guts out of it. And we'll see how easy it is to bust a safe. At least from the inside, I'm sure from the inside it's not as hard because you're already into the safe, so why make that totally secure? It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. So here we go. So job one's pretty simple. Get this inner door off. It's got a piece of tempered glass, I believe. And it's got like a little brass lock. It's probably pretty easily compromised. It's simply bolted on here. I would imagine it'll just unbolt right off of there. So I'm going to drill it first, just see what happens. So I just took a zip cut there and I just cut the lock clean off just to see what's all about there. Now I'm going to pry it out, see if it comes open. Well, that was easy enough. I just ground off the end and then I put a center punch in there and just hammered it out. it snapped that off. So this obviously wasn't meant to be overly secure. Like I say, once you're in the safe, what security do you need? Alrighty, so the door, the access door on the inside is gone. There's damn near 150 pounds out of it. It was heavier than I thought it would be. So the inside's pretty amazing looking. There's these beautiful, beautiful mechanisms, but it's all just heavy, thick steel. Maybe stainless. Looks pretty simple though. Pretty simple. Just where do you begin? So I'm guessing you begin by pulling out these pins. Take these two bolts out, and I'm guessing this just pushes right out. So let's start there. Okay, so what I actually see here is going on. This is just a thin plate, and it's sitting in a slot. So it's holding the pin in, so I need to get this plate out. So there's a couple little things holding it in like this here. So a couple little slotted screws and these bolts, and that should pull that whole plate out, and then all these pins should come out. Well, it seems to be going pretty quick. I got the big plate out of there and the big plate out of there. These things were in the way. Well, they come right out. They come out. Oh, does that one come out? No. This plate's gonna have to go first. But now, I'm guessing this just pushes right out. Look at that. Piece of cake. Safe cracking ain't that big a deal. It only held in millions and millions of dollars because this was like the bank of Eastern Canada. The bank. Like the Bank of Commerce from the 1920s. So. Couldn't keep modern blacksmith out of there. Alright, so I got that apart, and I got the upper one out already, but anyway, these gears, only two little nuts to hold it on there, and then they come right out. Well, relatively easy. They wiggle out of there. Just gotta move these pins a little. Well, trust me, they come out. I gotta loosen up these bolts right here. Well, getting down there now. Most of the heaviest shit is out. Gotta save that little sign. Some of the combination mechanisms are there. I'm not sure if it's on the inside or that's the mechanisms themselves. This here is a thin plate set on the inside, but there's a thick plate beneath that, and I can't really tell what's behind there. I'm gonna guess it's some kind of refractory to stop any torch coming through. But it turns out this thing is a little thicker than I thought. It's run straight in. This was milled out of a piece this thick at one time. So the edges are well, the equivalent of half of 3-inch, 4-inch from there to there, and they just milled all the way around this thing and inside and everything. So I'm guessing once I get all these sort of mechanisms off, this plate will come off and we'll see what's behind there. Probably just another big plate, and I imagine that's probably where it ends. So it was pretty much done, and at this point it was time to call in the big guns. So we got Corey Bartlett on the scene to help rig it. We just chained it to the hinge and set up some 3-ton chain falls, and two of us got to dropping the thing down to the ground onto some steel rollers.
I'm ready to jump. How's your safety looking? How's your safety looking? The one up there. Oh yeah, I can hear the floor cracking. That's all the tiles. Hopefully this thing will lay down, hit that door case, and then follow it. And we'll put some blocks in and get it pointed out the right way. Hold it. Okay, Dan, hold on.
Yeah, it went pretty smoothly actually. We were surprised. It just went right to the ground, no kickouts or anything like that. We got it on these rollers, and Corey's son was actually able to push it out on the hardwood floors that were there, and right into the trailer. So it all went well. Here where you see the framework that I built for the mock-up. Placed all the bits and pieces in the outer skin on that frame. We wanted all the dials and that sort of thing to be functional, so I just ran bolts through and just made it so people could play with it when they come into the bar. And just bolted all the guts back on the outside of it. We got it into the opening at the front of the building here, you can see, and just started piecing things back together. The hinge was the hardest part. It weighed 700 pounds. It took 6 of us to put it there. And we just have it roped there right now until I get the welding done. Here's where Danil Davis is helping me out, doing some grinding and cutting. And much as I would like to have him wear safety equipment, he decided he didn't want to. Behind the door, just so all the weight wouldn't pull through, we put those anchors up above there so it would have to rip the doorway clean out to fall outward. There's Danil, king of safety again. And it went on into the night, and we finally got it done, and lots of welding. That's my skinny legs, just ignore that. This is what the back of it looked like after it was all finished. So it's going to become like a little shelf area. And Cash was helping me, yes, that is his real name, Cash Hammer. If anyone should be a blacksmith, it's Cash Hammer. And he's just cleaning it up there. He's not too happy with the results, but I think it's fine.
That looks pretty good, actually.
This is about 2 hours in, and he's not too happy with it, but he just worked at it another 2 hours and just detailing every little square inch of it. And after 4 hours, it looked pretty good. And I coated it with a satin clear coat to preserve the patina, and it all came out pretty good. Everyone's happy with the results, and it was a huge job. There's probably 150 man-hours in the job, and it looks great. It looks like exactly the way it did before we tore it out of there, and it's people get to play with it on the way in and turn the dials and try to open the safe while they're waiting to get into the club. It's going to be a big dance club. Yeah, went great. Total success. There you go, the finished product. All painted up. There's George, you fucker.